Good afternoon, Mike. Two Phillips Exeter Academy deans accused of failing to report sexual abuse as is required by state law will not face charges, officials said. The New York Times reported that Arthur J. Cosgrove and Melissa D. Miscue were accused of not contacting the Department of Health and Human Services after a 17-year-old female student reported being groped by an 18-year-old classmate in 2015 in a school church basement. Prosecutors dropped sexual assault charges against Chakyu Ipiziu, 18, of Parkland, Florida, in June. Akpu's attorney, Richard Samperil, said at the time that he maintained his innocence. According to the Associated Press, a New Hampshire State Police report from November 2016 stated that arrest warrants were prepared for Cosgrove and Miscue. The warrants for the deans on misdemeanor charges of violating state reporting law were given to the Rockingham County Attorney's Office. The New York Times, which first reported the story, said the deans were not charged. Rockingham County Attorney Patricia Conway confirmed to News 9 that her office worked with state police and Exeter police on the case for more than a year, and that the investigation led to some concerning information. She said officials did look into whether to file charges, but that the investigation did not prove beyond a responsible debate that a crime was committed. Conway said investigators ran into issues with statutes of limitation. The county attorney said her office never reviewed a right-to-know request from the New York Times and that she didn't know whether the report it obtained from a state police investigator is the same information she has. Conway said the investigation did lead to a memorandum of understanding between the school and police about the responsibility of all faculty and staff members to report abuse, which she called a very positive step in the right direction. The school came under fire after the campus minister, the Reverend Robert Thompson, urged the 17-year-old to recalculate with accused and ask him to do penance by taking her weekly batches of his bread, which he baked and sold on campus. Michael Whitefield Jones, an alum from New York who has raised awareness about the school's handling of sexual abuse cases, said the two deans should be removed. Concerns about sex abuse at the school were first raised following revelations in March 2016 about former teacher Rick Sabart, who was forced to resign in 2011 after admitting sexual misconduct dating to the 1970s. In April, another teacher was fired in allegations he had sexual encounters with students decades ago. Soon after, a former admission officer turned himself into police over allegations he sexually assaulted a 14-year-old who was visiting the school in 1973. In May, Arthur Peakley pleaded guilty to sexual assault in the case and registered as a sex offender. Those cases prompted the school to launch its own investigation, leading to a report in which it identified 5 more former staff members accused of abuse. A law firm commissioned by Phillips Exeter identified 4 teachers and a physiologist accused of sexually inappropriate behavior involving 8 students from 1966 to the 1980s. 3 of the accused have died. The other 2 were barred from campus. The Associated Press contributed to this report as well. Reporting live here in Exeter, New Hampshire, I'm Riley King for WMUR News 9. Mike, back over to you.